Hello, Peoria Unified School District. I'm Jason Reynolds and I'm our superintendent. The first 2 weeks of the new school year are behind us, and so much has happened since my last update. I just wanted to take a few minutes and tell you a little bit about what's going on. So in those first 2 weeks, if you're a student, you've probably already had the opportunity to connect with your teachers, to reacquaint yourselves with classmates, and really dive into what online learning is about. If you're a teacher, hopefully you've had a chance to learn more about online learning than you would have ever imagined, and now are really starting to feel like you're getting good at this new experience. And if you're a parent, like me, you've had an opportunity to see some of the wonderful successes in our online platforms, as well as are probably feeling a little frustration when it comes to how your child is able to connect in that online environment. As you probably have already seen, Maricopa County recently released data by zip code and school district that provide us with guidance on the spread of COVID-19 in our community. This data helps us to monitor where we fall in relation to the benchmarks released by the state health department. In case you haven't seen the benchmarks, I'd like to take just a minute to explain. In order to reach the benchmarks to reopen schools, we need to see 2 weeks below 100 cases per 100,000 people, or a decline in weekly average cases for 2 consecutive weeks. We also need to see a positivity rate below 7% for 2 weeks in order to open in a hybrid model, and 2 weeks below 5% to open with all of our students. And finally, COVID-19-like illnesses requiring hospital visits, they need to be below 10% for 2 weeks. The data is updated weekly and we are monitoring it closely as more information is available. I also want to remind you that we are working with a medical advisory team comprised of experts in the area of epidemiology, public health, pediatrics, and child psychology. They are helping us interpret the data so that we are prepared to safely open our schools for in-person instruction. The good news is that as of today, our data for our school district is trending in the right direction, and we are working to gradually add programming back to our school sites based on criteria and a detailed mitigation plan. For example, you may have seen students start coming back to some of our campuses for in-person support in their learning. Also, our athletics have begun to start working in small groups to prepare for the upcoming season. And over the next few weeks, as our data continues to trend in the right direction, we're exploring opportunities to bring back small groups of CTE students, potentially arts students, and others to provide them some in-person support. Our greatest challenge right now is with our youngest learners. The virtual environment is less than ideal for our K-2 students and their families that are trying to support them at home. Please know that we understand this and we are working to identify new ways to be able to better meet your child's needs. As always, you can stay up to date on our return to school plan by navigating to your school's website. I want to thank you for your patience and your support over the past 2 weeks, and know that these are challenging times, but if we stick together, we will be successful.